Hi guys, today we'll learn how to create your own customizable terrain in Unity. As you can see here, you can add your own textures, your own trees, grass, anything you want. It is fully customizable. Let's get started. First, you want to make sure that your project is using the HDRP, which is the high definition render pipeline. You can either edit in the package manager and find the high definition render pipeline and then hit install, or you can just go into Unity Hub, and when you are creating a project, you can select the 3D HDRP and create the project. I'm also using two asset packs. The first one is this terrain sample asset pack, which has some models and also some textures, and then I'm using the coconut palm tree pack, which just has some trees in it. You can obviously use any other assets that you have. So now we can create our terrain. Just right click in the hierarchy, 3D object, and select the terrain. Now you can see that the terrain has got added in the project as well. The first tool in the inspector is for creating neighbor terrains, so you can add terrains like this. For now, we will need only one terrain. Now we can go to the second tool, and here we have more options. The first one is for raising or lowering the terrain. Here we can select the brush that we want to be using and change the brush size or the opacity. We can also change this by our shortcuts like this. The shortcuts you can find in Edit and Shortcuts. And with this we can easily just sculpt the terrain as we would want. You can see that now the terrain is raising, and when you hold the shift you can also decrease the height of the terrain. So now we have some basic hilly terrain. Then we can, for example, paint holes. If you would want to like add some water or something, you could paint holes in and then add the water, for example. Then we can paint some textures, which is pretty important. So we can select this, and if you want to add some texture, you can hit Edit Terrain Layers, Create New Layer, and now select the texture, for which I have my grass texture, which is from the terrain asset pack. So I can select the texture, and there you can see that it got added to the terrain like this. You can of course add as many those textures as you want. So I can add, for example, some snow, and I can select the texture. I can also change the size of the texture, and I can change my brush size or the opacity and just draw the texture like this. You can see that the texture quality isn't the best, so you can go into the terrain settings, and here you can set the, for example, the contour texture resolution and the base texture resolution, which will make it look a lot better, as you can see now. It is not looking the best, but you can definitely play with it and create some nice looking terrain. Next we have a few more tools which are not that important. For example, the set height, with which you can set the height to some height that you set here, like this. Or you can smoothen the terrain like this with this tool, and you also got your stamp terrain tool. Now we have another important tool, which is for painting the trees. So you can just hit Edit Trees, Add Tree, select the prefab, some tree that you have, hit Add, and you can paint those trees. You can see that when I'm in the distance it does not look the best, so you can also go into the terrain settings, and here you can change the billboard star. Yeah, you can see that now from the distance it looks better, and when I got close, yeah, it looks pretty good. Of course, you can just change the brush size, tree density, you can also make the tree height random, and so on. Next we have paint details, where we can, for example, paint the grass, some bushes, and so on. So we can hit Add Details, Add Detail Mesh, select I have, for example, some bush. I can also change the width, height, some noise speed, noise spread, and so on. We can hit add. I will change the opacity and the target strength, and now I can paint those bushes. Yep, you can see they are here. Maybe I could make them a bit larger, so go into the edit and change those values. Yeah, this looks good. We can also add another detail mesh, for example, some grass that I have somewhere here. Yeah, like this. Oh, we have some more grass here. You can add anything you would want. And the last one is the terrain settings, where you can change all of these settings. For example, the height map resolution, which is how quality the terrain is. So when I set it to something low, you can see that the terrain will look a bit blocky. And when I change it to something higher, I can paint the terrain and it will look a lot better. And when you want to delete, for example, those trees or the grass, you can just hit Ctrl and delete them like this, or I can delete the grass or the bushes. So this was the quick video on how to create your own terrain in Unity. Hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!